Welcome to Hilton Los Cabos, Mexico, where we're going to have our 20th year wedding anniversary. We're renewing our vows, y'all. So we're so glad that you guys are here and celebrating with us. It's going to be an amazing weekend. We're going to celebrate our love for one another with all of the people that we love and who love us. So we're really excited that you're going to be here. We just wanted to welcome you, and we truly appreciate you taking the time out of your schedules, spending the money to be with us, and it's just going to be amazing. I hope that you love everything that we have planned for you guys this weekend.
Wow. I mean, it's going to be an amazing time, especially with good friends and family. And we really appreciate everyone coming out because this is going to be a blast. I mean, we're going to have a great time. And then understand that everyone out there, you've been handpicked by me and my wife. So you are very special and you're a very important person. Thank you for coming. Have a great time.
So we just want to share with you how it all began, how this journey with us began. We met each other about 20, maybe 24 years ago at a little club called Little J's downtown Los Angeles. Ruben was very persistent. I guess he knew what I want. I was still in my early 20s. And he approached me, in the club, letting me know when he first approached me that he wanted to dance. But at the time, he didn't like the song that was playing. So he said, I'll come back. So I said to myself, okay, well, when you come back, I won't be here. I'm not waiting for you to come back to ask me to dance. So when he came back, I made sure I saw him coming. I made sure that I wasn't available. So I left. But he stayed there talking to my girlfriend for over 30 minutes, waiting for me to come back. And I knew she was hot because I didn't come back. So I had to come back to the table eventually. And from there, it blossomed into this amazing relationship, marriage, and kids. And 20-some years later, here we are.
Yeah, I mean, your story is a little different than mine. I mean, the first thing when I first seen her in the club, I walked up to her and said, I'm gonna marry you. She looked at me like I was crazy. Then she said, she asked, you wanna dance? I said, no, I don't like this song, but let's dance the next song because I don't like this song. And so she walked away. I said, okay. So I sit down and talk to her friend for 30 minutes, like she said. And when she came back, 25 years later, we've been together ever since. So I think the 30-minute wait for me was worth 25 years of a glorious life that still continues. So that's my version of it. Good things come to those who wait.
Okay. I would agree with you on that one. No problem. So that's pretty much where our journey began, right?
Yes.
So I would say in this relationship, there was definitely persistency. That's what got us to where we are today. And I would have to say, out of the two of us, Ruben was the one who was the most persistent, showing up to my job every day, parking in front of my house, claiming that he didn't feel good, he didn't want to drive home from his house to his house from his office, which his lab was not, well, at the time your lab was at your mom's, but so I don't know what you was doing. He basically said he had doctors in Inglewood, because at the time Herbalife was in Inglewood. So I'm like, okay, no problem. But he was definitely the persistent one in this relationship.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
I definitely agree.
Very persistent. I guess persistency pays off. Like my mother said, when a man goes after you that strong, he knows what he wants, So persistency paid off in the long run.
Yes, and I get what I want.
I guess you do.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. So throughout this relationship, I would say, I definitely remember when he proposed to me, but well, I won't go into that right now. I'll let you know the first time that I felt that I was in love with him is that when I saw his interaction with his children, and I knew that he had a strong foundation in God. So knowing that my Father will give me 100 or 1,000 and some percent and encourage me and want the best for me, I saw that in him with his children. So I knew that if I married this man and I had children by this man, that he would do the same for my children and he would love me unconditionally. that I knew that I was falling in love with him.
Okay, with me, I mean, it was like I say, in the parking lot.
When you first met me.
When I first met you in the parking lot after the club, you gave me a hug, and
So I
from,
got
from that from that
Strong,
moment,
like love genes
you
going
know,
on.
from that moment, we probably was apart maybe like 3 or 4 hours max from our first date. And on that first date, I mean, we did a tour around the city of LA,
Yeah, we did.
all the way from maybe Torrance to Beverly Hills Hotel.
Yeah. It
And,
started our first day I think started at probably 11. You picked me up after you went to church. So probably 11:30, 12 o'clock, and I wouldn't let you know where I lived, so you picked me up at my mom's house.
Yes.
So he picked me up at my mother's house, and if you all knew my mother, there was a lot of questions to be asked and a lot of information that she wanted before I walked out that door, before she threatened him with her shotgun, seriously, if I didn't come back safe. So I know that it started at 11. I don't think I got back to my mom's house till like 2 o'clock in the morning, and she kept calling me. Like, where are you? I'm like, I'm at some hotel, but what are you doing at a hotel? I'm like, Mom, I'm just at a hotel having drinks. I'm not in a room, you know? So, yeah. So that was our, first date. And I guess you say that's the first time you felt that you fell in love with me on our first date, So.
No, in the parking lot.
I'm sorry. In the
Don't change my
parking lot.
words.
I'm not changing your words.
Words.
In the parking lot when you first met me, not the next day, our first date. Okay,
No.
I got it.
I knew what I want,
Okay.
and I always get what I want.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So throughout this journey, there's 20 years or over 20 years, there's so much that you can experience over a 20-year period. So I know that for me, Ruben has changed my life in so many ways. I'm a very anal person. I like things organized. I'm very detailed. I don't like things out of place. Still to this day, he knows if I come home and a ball or a floor arrangement is moved in any kind of way, I'll ask the question, was the housekeeper here? Why did you move this? What was this? Because I know where everything has a place. How many times have I told you that?
All the time.
Everything has a place. Put things where they go. Don't leave things out. So he has changed my life in the way that to make me more relaxed, to make me enjoy life. I worked so hard, and he told me that you work so hard, but you're not enjoying the benefits of what the job is giving you in return for the work that you're giving the job, the service that you're providing to them. You're not enjoying life. So basically, he taught me how to relax, how to take it all in, how to take risks, how to enjoy life, and just how to just be me, but be me in a better way of enjoying the person that I am. So with that being said, he's changed my life, in that way, and taking risks and doing some of the things that I wanted to do in life. So I appreciate that.
Well, how you changed my life is I always call you my dream maker because you made all my dreams come true. I mean, I was a young man, and I was just starting my business, probably no more about 6 months. And first off, she came in and she organized my office, which was in my mom's garage at the time. She went out and bought file cabinets and everything that I had no clue. I didn't know what I was doing. And she came in right away and stepped in and changed that. And from that moment, every step got bigger and bigger and bigger. And I remember one day I came to her, I said, baby, I want a Mercedes-Benz. I said, I don't want a brand new one. I just want a Mercedes-Benz. And I picked it out, boom, boom, boom. So I thought we was going to get the used Mercedes-Benz. And we ended up at a brand new car lot. I said, baby, this is a brand new car. How are we going to afford it? We're going to work it out. We're going to figure it out. And we left home with a brand new Mercedes-Benz. And let me tell you something. I mean, that car, the first night, when I put it into our driveway in the garage, I slept in the car. It's so true.
He's not lying.
I was just so amazed at that. Wow, this kid from the hood owns something like this. And it was so amazing.
But that's where you taught me. It was like when we first met, before we even got married, I worked, an amazing company, everyone knows. And I just saved all my money. I really didn't, everybody knows I love to shop. So all I spent my money on was shopping, buying nice things that I wanted. But other than that, not investing in things, not doing anything, just banking it. And he was like, you got all this money saved? Why are you saving all this money? You should enjoy a little bit of it, you know. So that's why I was like, okay, you know, you want to use one, you don't have to get a used one. We can afford a brand new one if that's what you want. I'm not into cars. You know, he got me kind of into cars because he told me I was cheap when it came to cars, you know, because that Honda Accord that I had, that 1996 Honda, if it wasn't for him, I'd still be riding until the wheels fall off because I could care less. You know, give me a good handbag and a pair of shoes and then you got me, okay? But a car, I could care less. But, you know, just like you said, you know, we work with each other and we changed each other's lives to let us see the bigger picture of things we want to accomplish. A goal of yours was to have a Mercedes instead of you getting a used one. I say, get a brand new one.
Yeah, but not only that, it was like my next goal, I always wanted a son. I had 2 girls, but I didn't have a son. And when she did that, I said, boy, God, you showing off right now, boy. I'm glad you told me to go to that club that night because you picked the right one for me. And I had the son. And to this day, he didn't give me nothing else. I'm happy. But fast forward 25 years later, where we live in Palos Verdes Estates. But my dream was to live in Rancho Palos Verdes. And I came up here 10 years ago, and I dreamed, I said, babe, we're gonna buy a house in PV. But then when we came to look up here, I never dreamed to live in Palos Verdes Estates because I said, babe, we can't afford that. That's really stretching it. But here we are. I mean, wow. God is good.
I mean,
we are across the street from the ocean.
He's good to his faithful few. So.
And I couldn't even dream or imagine if you told me this. I said, you're lying. It's no way, because me and my wife were just regular people. We're not movie stars. We're not athletes.
Boy from Watts.
And here we are amongst millionaires, and the dream is still going because I know me and her, we haven't stopped yet because we are a team and we stick together. And I always tell people, like, when you bring God into your marriage, it's just like having 2 ropes. But when you throw in that 3rd rope, which is God, it's unbreakable.
That's right.
Unbreakable. So bringing that 3rd rope, which is God, and it's unbreakable, and He will amaze you what He can do for you.
Yep, unbreakable we are. So throughout our journey, I wouldn't say we've had challenges. You know, there may be a few obstacles going in. You know, like when I first met Ruben, you know, he had 2 little girls going through divorce and everything. So I wouldn't necessarily say it was a challenge, you know, but it was an obstacle. I was very young, you know, so it's like I'm getting ready to marry someone who has 2 little girls that, you know, I'm combing hair and, you know, his youngest, Lauren, just barely getting out of diapers, you know, she never wanted to walk anywhere and he was very adamant about, well, you got to carry her. I'm like, well, shoot, she a big kid, you know, not big, she was a toddler, you know, getting ready to turn 2, but she was, you know, but okay, no problem. And my mother told me, if you marry this man, you're marrying his children, and you become a family, and you got to take care of those girls. That's what you have to do. So if you don't want to do that, then you can't marry him. So, you know, I did it, and I think I've done a good job with helping you raise your girls and being there for them, and you know, and working through any challenges that we have, because they're girls, you know, and you know, they become teenagers and they become grown-up girls, and you know, but I wouldn't call it a challenge. I would just say it's obstacles that we have overcome within the relationship, right?
Yeah, I mean, the only challenge that I overcome with you is just because you are very controlling, but in a good way, you know. In the beginning, in my relationships with other women, that I always thought the one who paid the bills, who brought the money home, and did it all. But when you came into my life, you said, give me all your bills, give me your money. I'm gonna do everything for you. All you got to do is go to work, bring the money home. I'm gonna take care of everything. And I'm like, okay, cool. You know, and I accepted my role. And 25 years later, I haven't changed. Here's my money, pay my bills.
Control the money, ladies. You know, yeah. But I was taught by a wonderful woman. You know, I don't remember a time that I saw my dad really paying bills. I saw him go to work. And I watched the exchange, you know. I saw him go to work, give my mom money, who didn't work when we were growing up, until I think I got in the 9th or the 10th grade, because the only reason why she got a job is because she basically was bored. These kids, they really don't need me anymore. So I was like, okay, well, the man works and the woman pays the bills, or if the woman even works too, she still controls what the money that comes through the household. So that's how I was taught. And it's worked for us. I mean,
Oh, definitely.
we ain't got no issues with
Not at all.
paying our bills.
No complaints.
Exactly. So it's working. All these years later, right? Moving along with the journey, with everything that we have done, in life, I would say the love that we have for one another and the love that we have for God has definitely kept us bonded together and definitely kept us on the right track of how we live our life, how we work with others, and how blessed we are to be able to bless others, whether it's members of our family, members outside our family, whether it's people in the charity that I started, which was a true goal of mine, to start something in remembrance of my mom. So I think that everything that has been thrown at us in life, we have taken it on, good or bad, have worked through it, and we're the outcome of anything that has happened to us in life. We stand tall together. It's like, he's my best friend, whether he gets on my nerves sometimes or I get on his nerves sometimes. That happens in a marriage, and especially when you're married this long of a time. But we know who we are, and we know what our goals are, and we know what we want to accomplish at the end of the day. So good or bad, we're here to work it out. We're here to work through it.
I just got one word, how we overcame. God.
Yeah, I agree. Just to stand tall, stand in our faith, stand in our foundation. Remind each other every day that, at the end of the day, we have each other's back, but more importantly, we know that God has our back. So let me see, what do we respect about each other? I'll let you go first. You answer that one.
Well, to me, it's your ability to take control, but not only take control, you make the situation better 100%. And I couldn't ask more of any woman, especially my wife, because I know you have my back 100%. So I can lay my head at night knowing that you are here for me. It's like a situation that happened maybe like 2 weeks ago when you was out of town and I was sick and I had to drive myself to the hospital. Boy, let me tell you something. Every time I've been sick or anything that went wrong with me, she was always there. But this time, she wasn't there. I panicked. I said, where is my baby at? I need her. And I'm calling her on the phone, and I think I got to go to the hospital. Something ain't right.
Freaking out. And then I was like, well, let me call someone to come with you. He didn't want me to call anybody. And actually, when you called me, I think I was in Dubai. And I'm like, are you serious? He wouldn't let me call anybody. And I'm like, how are you going to drive yourself to the hospital? Where is Bryce? I don't want to bother Bryce because our son freaks out if anything is wrong with either one of us. He's like, I'm not going to tell him. It's like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm just going to go and I get back before he wakes up. So that, for me, the fear that I have when I'm traveling around the world is that something happens to my family and I won't be there. And God knew this. That's why when my mom passed away, I was in town. I was supposed to leave that Saturday that my mom passed away, remember? Mm-hmm. I was supposed to go out of town that Saturday. She went into the hospital that Thursday. Had she went into the hospital that Saturday and I was already on a plane, it would have been the worst experience of my life not being there with my mom when the situation happened. So that's something that I totally dread, not being here if something were to happen to my family. But God is good, and he knows. He knew that he would have me here with my mom when that happened. And he took care of you when you needed to go to the hospital when I wasn't here because I was freaking out.
Yes.
Yeah. So, when you say the thing that we respect most about, each other is that your passion and your drive, just meeting you. And when I first met you, you had that drive in you. And sometimes you do need a person behind you that pushes you a little bit more or brings an experience to you to say, you have a goal in life, but your goal doesn't have to stop here. You can expand upon that goal. Just like when you started your business in your mom's garage. I think that before we even got married, I'm like, you need an office space.
Yes.
I was like, you can't just sit. People cannot be coming into this garage. You need an office space. So I went out, found an office space, and I'm like, I found somewhere. And what do you mean? You're gonna move into an office space. And from that time, over 20 years, I think you've had probably 4 different office spaces that I was like, you grow, you expand, you get bigger, and you get better. But I respect your drive. I respect your ambition. I respect the you getting us every, money can get you to a certain level, but you have to have someone that pushes you, that makes you want to get to that next level. And that's what you do for me. You open my eyes and let me know I never have to settle for anything that I'm presented with, that I can always expand
Right.
and get bigger and better with everything that I do. And that's the respect that I have for you, is keeping that foundation. You're letting us know that we can build upon that. So
I agree.
sitting here today, just, thinking back of where we started and where we are today, I think both of us probably could have said we never probably would imagine that we have the life that we have today, with all the blessings that we have, and then the ability to be able to bless others around us. I knew that we would work hard. I knew that we would work to build upon something, and I knew that we would work to accomplish our goals and dreams and bring, a valuable situation to our children. I knew that we would do that, but on no circumstances, no, did I ever believe or dream that we would be where we are today. And it's by the grace of God, that we are where we are today, that we're blessed to provide for our children the way that we provide for our children, above and beyond, okay? But it's a blessing to do that, and I never harp on the fact of the things that you want to do for the girls. I never harp on that, because that's one thing that I do love about you, with our son, who's an amazing blessing to us. He couldn't have come at a better time in our life. He couldn't bless us the way that he blesses us. We have no worries with this kid. He's very independent, honor roll student, love him to death, just like we love our girls who are grown now. But with our son, it's just, we don't have those teenage years that we have to worry about what he wants to do. He's an old man, he has that ability just to focus, just like today, I was out, shopping, and he's sending me texts telling me certain colleges he doesn't want to go to because it's going to be too expensive for us, but I told him, wherever you want to go, son, that's where you're going to go. Don't worry about how much it's going to cost. And I'm grateful to God to have the ability to say that to him. Right.
Yeah, our life has changed. I'm a dreamer, but in my wildest dreams, I couldn't dream this big and imagine that it would come true. Now, I have strong faith in God, but I know I'm a human. I have limitations. So for me to be where we're at now, it is so amazing. I wake up every morning and think I'm on vacation because I look at the ocean every day. Who does that? That's 1%ers. And I know I'm a child of God and I'm royalty. And I had to come to understand that I deserve, me and my wife, to live like this. Because I asked God, I said, if you gave it to him, you can give it to me. But we had to be humble.
Absolutely.
And one thing about
Humble.
us,
Yes.
our foundation is strong.
Yes.
This marriage foundation was built on a solid ground.
Yep.
And that's how it lasted this long, to make all our dreams come true. And let me tell you something. I don't think God is done yet.
No, he's not done yet.
He's not done yet.
Absolutely.
And he has put in positions to help family and friends. We always say each other, every time the phone rings, somebody wants something, but every time that phone rings, we there for it.
Yep.
Here, take it. And I tell
That's
my
right.
wife, I'm like, just give it to him.
Family first.
Just give it to him.
He says that all the time.
Give it to
family
him.
first. But what we can do, any married couple that's out there, anybody that's thinking about getting married, our faith, God is our faith, but you have to have a foundation. We don't want to push our religious beliefs on anyone, but it's what we believe and it's what has gotten us through what we need to get through. But you have to have a foundation. If your foundation ain't strong, then you're not going to make it. You have to have a strong foundation. You have to have communication. You have to believe in one another. If you don't believe in one another and trust in one another, you're not going to make it. So at the end of the day, put God first. Have a strong foundation. Believe in one another. Love one another. Know that your partner is your best friend. They come first. And live life to the fullest. So that's all we want to tell you guys. We also want to let you know that we're blessed to have you here. This is our journey, this is our story, and we're not changing it, and this is what it is. So God bless all of you. Thank you for joining us here. Thank you for taking this amazing journey with us, loving us, and showing us how we as well should love one another. God bless.